So what you're noticing is that you're different a lot.
It changes.
It's changing. And that's part of the problem here, is that if tempos change, we're gonna struggle. So how do we keep it the same more often? One of the coolest videos I own is this video right here. 3/4 pitching wedge, driver. This is Crazy Town. 3/4 pitching wedge, driver. So are yours the same?
No.
No. So if we look at your golf swing, and we look at when it starts to the top and to the ball on a 7-iron, okay, took you about 28 frames and 9 frames coming down. Typical player is in a 3-to-1 ratio, typically speaking. Let me see a driver. Somewhere in there is the start. Somewhere in there is the top. Somewhere in there is impact. What do you notice about the length? How many frames it took to go back? It's a good 3 frames less.
Yeah.
Why is that a big deal? Because of this. One of the coolest videos I own is this video right here. 3/4 pitching wedge, driver. This is Crazy Town. 3/4 pitching wedge, driver. So are yours the same?
No.
No. Let me grab a 7-iron, show you how this works. Now, perfect? No, because you're gonna have to catch it, right? But can you catch? Boom, 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 boom. So I can catch the beat, okay?
Yeah.
A little quick. Find the beat. So what you're noticing is that you're different a lot.
Yeah, it changes.
It's changing. And that's part of the problem here, is that if tempos change, we're gonna struggle. So how do we keep it the same more often? Really close. Right on it. Okay, driver time. Can you catch the beat? Same rhythm, the same cadence. I'm not saying, and we'll take a look at this in a second, that some of this isn't technical.
Okay.
I think some of it is. But if this is getting really short and quick, then that's going to change the way you create speed. That's going to change the way you pitch the shaft around. Why? Because when you change speed, you apply force to the club differently, right? Which is a really fancy way of saying, well, now all of a sudden that thing's moving way different than the rest of your bag, which is going to be the challenge. Yeah, there's probably still a little bit too much fade there. But it's in play, right? And so instead of kind of a straight ball, it's an 8-yard cut, which probably means there's a little bit of technical that still has to be looked at. So let's look at it from what would create fades. The club does shallow in transition, right? Club's falling onto that line.
Yep.
But you're using a lot of pivot.
So much turn.
So you're gonna have to hit it with something at the bottom. And it's just,
Slide across.
yep.
Yeah.
So we gotta get those, that's a lot of turn. So the slide's actually a baseball tool. See how I can spin?
Yep.
So you're gonna start with it all the way, what is that, counterclockwise. You're gonna put your foot at roughly like 4 or 5 o'clock and barely on. And the reason for that is so you can do that. Ready? You're going to take it up. You're going to come halfway down. So you're going to stop at belt high. The club's going to bounce. And the reason this is important is if you bounce it the wrong way, we'll know it wasn't on plane. So there's a little bit of bounce drill to realize that you're applying all your forces on plane, right? An on plane release. This thing does one of those things for you, not an on plane release. So we're going to learn something there. But can you do this and slide your foot? So you're going to go, see how my foot's sliding? Yep. So you can tell I'm going forward. Yeah. The foot's going this way, but I'm releasing it on plane. Oh, that was what? Wibbly wobbly, not on plane, was it? That's better. Come take a look. Come take a look at the two back to back. Here's the one off plane. So for one, you let it run probably a little too far. Yeah. You went to pull, and notice how hard it is for you to get those arms down, pull, and then you went, whoa, all over the place. So that's the first one. And then the second one, a little bit better top of swing, a little bit more width to start with, but now watch. Where that club just went.
Gets out of the way, yeah.
That guy right there, I don't know how he's going to hit a swipe cut.
Yeah.
A little wobbly, not quite releasing on plane when that happens. The good ones have a bounce straight back up. That was better. The bounce was better, wasn't it? So when you're doing that, you're starting to get a feel for it. Do you feel it more upper body, lower body, left leg, right leg, hands, arms? What are you feeling?
A lot of just lack of movement, a lack of lower body movement, I guess.
So what's interesting about that, you say that, go ahead and hit another one for me. You said you feel a little bit of a lack of lower body movement. Watch this. I'd say there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I just think it's in a different direction.
Yeah, it's moving different, yeah.
I think it's more of a lateral than a rotational.
Yeah.
Same concept. Now, what's massively different? Well, for one, you're swinging the full way through, but club head's going to feel very heavy on this first rep. Feel a very similar thing. So really straight. No foot slide on that one. So how are you going to get that feeling of this foot going, right? If you think about it, that's just a massive draw feel. That's phase. But see, that was the short one.
Yeah, I was about to say, that felt like tempo.
Yeah. And again, we're not saying, so let's bring it back. Still a little quick. So how are you going to blend these two actions together? How are you going to get that feeling of the foot slide release on plane, this one, with some rhythm and timing? Just a hair quick. That was pretty good. Okay, let's review. So a couple things. Driver. I think it's probably 50% tempo and 50% technical. You get a little short and quick with driver, and that's where the two-way miss comes from. I think as long as the tempo is good, you very rarely miss left. Yes, you miss some balls too far right to our liking, but it is one way, which is important. So the question then becomes, how are you going to add the technical, which is this foot slide idea, but doing it through the premise of releasing the club? So even if you're rehearsing with that, rehearse closing the face, releasing on plane, because what we want is that those two things are connected.